Evil Dead Rise. Oh, welcome to Mirror Domains Movie News, your place for entertainment headlines. And this is the Horror Weekly Roundup, where we talk about all the trending horror movie news of the week. It's indeed a live news show. Yes, you're watching a live news show where you can interact with me here and talk about some of the horror movie news headlines. And yeah, what's on today's show? Well, we got some trailers to look at. Candyland's got a trailer. Renfield has a trailer. Evil Dead Rise had a trailer out this week. Everybody's going to be talking about that. But M3GAN dropped this week, so we're going to be talking about some spoilers. But don't worry, I'll give you guys some warnings before we get into that discussion, because my review for M3GAN is up on the channel in multiple forms, in long form, in short form, in straight out of the theater form. M3GAN is definitely going to be the big topic of conversation. But let's go over and take a look at the start of the show by talking about Evil Dead Rise. First poster teases a frightening family connection. Yes, poster. Let's just make that a little bit bigger. I like the poster. Mommy loves you to death. Now, I thought it was like the ant from the trailer, but I'm not going to rewatch the trailer now, guys, because we already watched it. My full reaction's up on the channel right now. And like normally, people just, you know, they like to watch people's reactions to it. It was gory, guys. There were two types of trailers for it, I guess. There was like a red band trailer. I guess maybe I reacted to the red band trailer. And the mother here, yeah, she looks creepy. She's a deadite, right? Now, I had read the synopsis that it was supposed to take place mostly inside of a condominium complex. But in the beginning of the trailer, it looks like it's, well, taking place in a cabin in the woods, it almost looks like. At least it starts off there. Right? I was like, oh, so it does take place somewhere out in the woods. And yeah, there's the aunt or mother there going crazy. Cheese grater is going to be the thing that people will be talking about. I wanted to make a short about this trailer, about the cheese grater too. And you can see like maybe somebody was already using it on their arm or something. Or maybe that's just deadite scars. We got glass in the face here. Somebody chewing glass. Okay. Very creepy. Deadites coming through the ceiling. Evil comes. Yeah. Your token shining blood through the door scene. Okay. Yeah. Come on. Sam Raimi helped develop this story. He helped write the script. You know, he's producing this, so it's going to have that flavor all over this. And when she crawls out of the tub there, makeup effects looks stellar. Looks absolutely stellar. Let's see what people are saying about this in the comments section. Thank you so much for uploading your trailer. Okay, well, get out of here with that nonsense. I always wanted a sequel to have taken place in a city urban landscape. Looks pretty awesome. Yeah, so people like the setting. Even if Bruce doesn't show up, he is still involved behind the scenes in this project. He won't let us down either way. Yeah. I know that Bruce has said multiple times he's done with the franchise, but if he does make an appearance, then that would be incredible. I don't know if he will or not. If he does, I think maybe it'll be in a post-credit scene. But Lee Cronin directs this, guys. He did a movie called Hole in the Ground. And if you haven't seen that, I recommend that you go check that out. Yeah. So it does take place at least part of it takes place at a cottage, right? Maybe they're out on vacation in the beginning of the film. And she gets infected by a deadite while they're out there. And then they take it back to the condominium complex with them. Yeah, that omelet is, well, you know, it is what it is. When you're hungry, you're hungry. Good trailer, guys. Really good trailer. I recommend that you go over and check out my full reaction to that. It's up on the channel right now. Yeah. You know, trailer reactions just don't get the views that they used to. Yeah, I don't know why. It's just... you either have to be a specifically trailer reaction channel, or they don't push it out, and I don't know. Whatever. But we talk movies here. We're all everything movies here, right? Let's go over to the cast for Evil Dead Rise, because... I want to take a look at what the synopsis reads here too. A twisted tale of two estranged sisters whose reunion is cut short by the rise of flesh-possessing demons, thrusting them into a primal battle for survival as they face the most nightmarish version of family imaginable. Too many people making reactions. Yeah, maybe that's it, Pfeiffer. The market is just saturated with it. And, well, hey, if you want to talk about it, my channel's here, guys, so by all means. For some reason, YouTube just, maybe because I just, my topics are about movies. I don't sit here and talk about relationship advice or anything, so I don't see why it wouldn't get pushed out to people who watch movie-related content. Anyway, Lily Sullivan, Morgan Davies, Nell Fisher, Alyssa Sutherland is in this. But yeah, I dug the trailer, guys. The chainsaw scene, the token chainsaw makes an appearance, so that's cool. Kudos in my book, guys. April 21st, 2023. This is going to be a very exciting year for horror. I think so. Okay, guys. Yeah. We're usually live here on the weekends at 11 a.m. Eastern. On Saturdays for this Horror Weekly Roundup. You want to follow me on all the other social media handles, by all means, go follow them there, and you see some stories of behind-the-scenes stuff on the TikTok and Instagram. Although Instagram's been kind of like not pushing out content for some reason. It's finicky, this social media game. It truly is. The other trailer that dropped today, or this week, was for Renfield. Nicolas Cage. Look at him right there. That says it all right there, right? It does. This is what we're going to get. Nicolas Cage as Dracula. I mean, it's only coming out a week before Evil Dead Rise. So Renfield comes out April 14th. Evil Dead Rise comes out April 21st. So they're going to kind of, looks like they're going to kind of like cannibalize each other for, April's going to be a good month for horror then. Renfield, but Renfield's going to be more kind of like a horror comedy, right? Dracula's henchman, and that trailer, that synopsis sucks. But Nicolas Cage is Dracula. Nicholas Hoult is Renfield, the title character. He's kind of like the guy that goes out and gets food for Dracula. Awkwafina's in the trailer. I did a trailer reactions for this one too, guys, so we're not going to react to this one here, but we'll take a look at some of the snapshots and see what people are saying. That's going to be cheeky right off of the bat because Nicholas Hoult is in kind of like some kind of group session here, some kind of group therapy, like an AA meeting, talking about, being in an abusive relationship of some kind, trying to get help for that, and okay. And then it's like narrated by, you can hear Nicolas Cage narrating it, talking about, I want this kind of food, I want nuns, I want cheerleaders in a bus kind of thing. And then a bunch of ruffians come into a bar to have some kind of action. You know that Renfield has had the taste, or maybe he's been bitten by Dracula. I forget. It's not until you drink Dracula's blood that he gets full powers, right? But he's got some powers because he eats a insect, and that boosts him up to fight these thugs that come into the bar. Awkwafina is a cop in this, it looks like. And, yeah. I'm on board for this. We see that he throws down. It's going to be... I think it's going to be a nice fun mix and a romp of, silly action with decent stunt work, I would say. Nicholas Hoult. Imagine if he becomes our new Batman for the DC. Imagine if he does. That would be just amazing, wouldn't it? Anyway, sorry, I don't want to digress here. The trailer ends with Nicolas Cage making his grand entrance into the not the AA meeting, whatever meeting it is, and we get our first look at him. And the funniest line for me is like, oh, we're dealing with something more than narcissism here, right? Yeah. And you know that he's up on wires here. He's in some kind of a rig. Okay, obviously we're dealing with a little bit more than just narcissism here. Yeah. And yeah, there's just the thought of Nicolas Cage in some kind of wire harness there is just kind of like up there doing his thing. I think it's great. It's fantastic. And then you kind of get a look at his vampire face here, which is kind of cool. So he does have the fangs. Yeah, let's eat. I mean, come on. When you put on that makeup and you just get into that character, April 14th, Renfield, guys. Let's see what people are saying about it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. This is crazy. What is crazy is he actually looks like he might be unironically be a really good Dracula. Of course he is. He's got the talent. Nicolas Cage is a great talent. Nicolas Cage is always Nicolas Cage. He always delivers. The crazier he is, better everything gets. This is going to be a real treat, and he actually seems to be an awesome count. Indeed. So people are digging it, and people are on board for Nicolas Cage here as Dracula in Renfield. Now, obviously, somewhere along the lines, Renfield is going to probably get the upper hand on Dracula, you would think. But guys, if this is successful, maybe he doesn't... There's got to be a way for us to get like a solo Nicolas Cage Dracula movie. Why not? That's the way I would like to see things. I think that would be pretty cool. What did you guys think? Did you see the Renfield trailer? Did you see my trailer reaction for it? Let me know what you thought about it in the comments below, and we will talk about it. Scream 6 has a new image out this week. We know it's taking place in New York City. A new image from Scream 6 shows Ghostface Killer moving away from the Woodsboro to, well, New York. There it is, guys. It's kind of dark. You know that it's taking place in New York, so you're going to see like taller buildings and stuff in this one. The only thing that I caught on this one, though, is remember we've seen previous images, and I probably should have grabbed that, but remember we seen the image of the Ghostface mask and it was all cracked, just like the Michael Myers mask. I'm thinking maybe that's the real Ghostface, and this somebody brought it up when we saw this picture during the week too, that maybe this is like a copycat. I don't know, because we've seen the trailer for this, the teaser for this, and it was just during the Halloween time, and if it's a common costume within the Scream universe, you would think that perhaps this costume would be worn by other people too, and we've seen hints of that in Scream 5 as well. So new image, nothing too exciting, I would say, but yeah, I'm thinking that it's probably going to be 2 killers in this one as well. At least I hope. Yeah. Well, we watched the teaser like last month, right? When this came out on this channel, on this show, actually, we watched it. So go check that out if you want, by all means. Okay, guys, it's time to get into some M3GAN spoilers. So my review for M3GAN is up on the channel right now, guys, and I recommend that you go check that out. We're going to recap some stuff here. We are going to recap what I thought about it. Let's go over to the Rotten Tomatoes. 95% by the critics, 77% by the audience. So I'm in the minority in this, guys. I think, what did I give it? I gave it a 6 out of 10, right? I believe. Yes. Now, because, guys, I wanted to love this film. And if you watch my social media reaction to it coming out of the theater, and even before I went in, I was really excited for it. And then when I came out, I was kind of like, ooh. I don't know. I got to call it as it is. If you liked the trailers for it, if you're soft, not soft, how do I phrase this? If you are new to horror, then this is a great introductory film. But it doesn't have a whole lot of jump scares. It doesn't get really all that gory. And we'll talk about the gore factor here in just a few moments. But I'm on the wrong side of this. A lot of people liked it. So, okay. And it does leave the door open for a sequel. And we'll talk about that in a few moments. Let's just take a look at some of the snapshot reviews here quickly, just to get a sense and a little bit of a bearing here as to let you know what I'm talking about. Movie Freak says, I'm pretty positive this film and I will be friends to the end. While Globe and Mail says, while M3GAN doesn't revolutionize the subgenre that it's working in, it's a hell of a good time. So, yeah, it has a lot more laughs. The comedy plays a lot more in this than you would think. I need to pull out a bad review here. Double Toasted posted his. Okay. Pop Culture Planet says, while M3GAN is campy and fun and working to solidify a place in pop culture, the story was forgettable. And yes, it was. But people are overlooking that. They are. We'll talk about that. And unoriginal kills. Yeah, the kills were kind of like... the kills were not really all that... Ooh. The ear, the ripping off the kid's ear was a little bit funny. Well, gross, but... yeah. Let's take a look at another bad review here from In Review Online. Welcome to the new world of genre cinema, where decades of low-budget sleaze and slime have been overtaken by PG-13 rated in eminently meme-able stuff that marginally funny but designed many to repeat yourself back to you. What the heck are you talking about, Matt Lynch? I don't know what the heck you're talking about. Maybe I'm just not reading that properly. Maybe I'm just not understanding what you're trying to say, man. But let's get into some of the nuance here of the story. And I guess I said this in my normal review too. The trailers didn't really do any favors to this. In fact, let me pull up the trailer for this M3GAN trailer. And we'll go through some of the snapshot walkthrough for this. Because the setup is that this kid's parents dies, and she goes to live with a toy maker, right? There we are. She goes to live, well, yeah, she's like an AI toy maker. The parents die, so, okay, that's the setup, and the kid's got, like, attachment issues, so she creates this toy that's sort of like, doesn't work, but she decides to experiment with it on her niece, which is not a good idea, especially if it's like AI. Yeah. Anyway. Sorry, guys. Just weird hiccup there. Here's what I want to say. It takes a long time to get into what's actually going to be scary about this, if it is going to be scary. We know from the trailers that she goes off and starts to kill people, but it doesn't happen until the last part of the movie. It doesn't happen until the last 30 minutes. And it's kind of like, okay, so a lot of it, you get to see that the trailers reveal that to you. So it's just, for me, I found myself in the theater going, oh, come on, just get on with it already. Just get on with it. And they don't. So it's kind of like, yeah, I wish they got to it sooner rather than later. When she runs and kills the kid, pulls off his ear, it was funny when the cops kind of like, the kid had his ear ripped off. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't have laughed about that. And it's kind of like, well, yeah, no, you shouldn't have. Why are we laughing about it? A lot of people laughed too when she started to sing songs and stuff like that to the kid. And like, it had an interesting idea where it could have gone in a way different direction of kind of like this doll wanting to actually take care of the kid instead of the adults, right? There was a really interesting idea in there. But this movie had too many subplots that just kind of went nowhere and they forgot about, because there's a perfect opportunity where this, like, there's no really any good reason why she dances like this other than it's just a whimsy of the filmmakers, because she kills this guy who's kind of like he's kind of like the manager of the project, right? So he doesn't really do too much except for being a butthead in a few scenes, right? But why is she dancing for him like that? I was just kind of like, just to be gross, I suppose. There is a guy, that's this guy, who they do set up in the film that he was looking at adult material on his computer on company time that he gets confronted about. I thought that she was going to look at his browser history and then try to coerce him in that way. by doing that dance. So it would have made a little bit more sense, but she just does the dance and it's kind of like, oh, it's there. Yeah, and I know it's gross, but yeah, it's a real girl underneath that guy. So it's not a machine. There's a girl that plays that, and for me, the ending, they kind of telegraphed it in the beginning with the introduction that she's a robotics engineer, right? And she's made this other thing called Bruce that is controlled by power gloves, like those old Nintendo power gloves. And this kid somehow picks them up and uses them to kill, well, not kill, but to really hurt M3GAN there at the end to get the upper hand, right? What else gets left on the ground here? Oh yeah, that corporate espionage. That guy who was stealing the secrets on his computer. That nerd guy I was talking about there. This guy, he was giving the secrets to somebody, but it just kind of gets left on the. You don't go back to it because he dies, right? So it's kind of like, well, that could have been. That's probably where the sequel would go because M3GAN gets left in the their version of what Siri is, right? Or what Google Home is, you know, those little things that you leave on your counter to play songs and give you reminders and stuff like that. That's what M3GAN downloads herself into. So that's what the sequel will be about. That she's in that thing. So okay. It's a touch long. Yeah, and some of the kills are a little bit lackluster. Now, apparently, there is a more bloody version of this out there somewhere that they've been toying around with. M3GAN Writer teases an uncut version that's way gorier. Now, would the gorier version save this film? Or people like it, so maybe it doesn't need to be saved. Maybe they don't need to go with that gorier version. I just said that, okay, it is a lot like the Chucky movie. AI robot goes off and kills people. You're dealing with a robot or an AI gaining sentience, wanting to be its own entity. We've done that with Ex Machina. Things it's been addressed in things like Blade Runner and stuff like that. So we've seen this kind of thing happen before. It didn't really do anything new. So I called it out for that, and most people are not. They're overlooking that. So people are liking it, and I'm not going to take that away from them. No shade to Universal, love them, and I understand that once the trailer went viral, teenagers got involved, and you want them to be able to see it. Yeah, there should be an unrated version at some point. I heard it's on the books, but yes, it's way gorier. Her body count in the script was higher than in the movie. It wasn't a Gabriel Jin Malignant scale massacre, but she did kill a bunch of people, much more people. And that's what I wanted to see, including a couple of characters whom James was like, I like what you did with those people, but I want them to live. I was merciless, but again, that is me. My humor is extremely dark. So yeah, potentially there could be a more gorier version, but I don't know. I don't think they're. People are liking it, and we'll have to see what it does at the box office. Yeah, because as I said, I'm in the minority here, guys. 79%, 94% by the critics there. Yeah, people are digging it. People are digging it. Now, take a look at what that sequel could possibly be about. James Wan already has ideas for a sequel. Well, as I said, she gets into that device there at the end, so it's kind of like that's the final shot, which would be. It felt very post-credit-ish, post-credit like. Like if there's going to be a post-credit scene, that would have been it. This movie doesn't have a post-credit scene, so you don't have to wait around for it. You don't have to wait for one. But let's see what James Wan said here. What I will say to that is we think of a bigger world, M3GAN here. For me, it's about creating the world and knowing who the characters are, where the story could potentially go, and then building the bigger world. And then going into that and going, okay, I'm telling this particular story, but I know other stuff that's going on. So if we're fortunate enough to have sequels, then we have an idea of where to go. That's very vague. Huh. That's what the heck is he talking about? What would it take for M3GAN to happen? Well, it would have to make enough at the box office, and I think it will. M3GAN's budget was not that much. Let's pull that up because we'll need that for Monday, James. We'll need that for Monday. M3GAN was expected between 17 to 20 million this weekend, which will be had a $12 million budget. Well, that looked good for a $12 million budget. It did. Now, you know the secrets behind that, right? That it was just an actress underneath this, right? Underneath her. It wasn't an actual robot, right? It was a person underneath this with just a mask. So, yeah, they can easily, for 12 million, I can understand that. And it's going to make 20 million at the box office, I would say. I think it will. Because Avatar is still going to hang up there and make around 40 to 50 million this weekend. Last weekend was a big weekend because it was a long weekend because of the New Year's. But let's say Avatar gets chopped to around 40, 45 million. M3GAN's not going to make that, but it'll Puss in Boots. Well, that'll be in its third weekend. So, yeah, I think M3GAN will be number 2 for sure. Yeah. But we'll check that out on Monday, on the Monday's box office report. Is that all the M3GAN stuff that we got going here, James? I think so. Yeah, James Wan reveals 80s horror movie that instigated his killer doll obsession. It looks like he's got the doll in the background there from the Poltergeist movie. See what he said here. Poltergeist, yeah. That doll was horrifying, and it got a lot of people. That was very definitely an influential film for me. Hey, what the heck? And I saw it at a very impressionable age, and it made a huge impression on me. That creepy clown doll definitely scared me for life, but I also like to say that I'm a big collector of these kinds of things. I love my collectibles, my action figures, and so naturally, the idea of making movies based on one of these things coming to life is exciting for me. It's thrilling, and of course, in the horror genre, it means I can have a lot of fun with a story like that. Yeah, so James Wan, he's got aspirations for a lot of stuff, for sure. And we might as well just keep on with talking about James Wan and what he wants to do with certain things. He wants to reboot Chopping Mall and Night of the Creeps. I had lots of fun with Chopping Mall at a young age. And again, I watched horror at a very young age, so I was not too scared by some of these things. So Chopping Mall, I had lots of fun with. Killer robots. Take out a bunch of teens that broke in to have a party in this big mall complex. So that's ripe. That's ripe for a remake, except for the fact that malls are slowly dying. They're going the way of the dodo. Not many people. Well, that's a lie, James, because it was still busy. The malls were busy during the seasonal times, but when it's non-seasonal times, malls are, because it's all online shopping now. So it's going to be, I don't know. They'll have to revisit that premise, but he wants to have fun with it, right? I have many horror films that I think are just fun, he says, that I love, and I'm pretty sure the horror community shares them with me. We do. I love movies like Chopping Mall and Night of the Creeps, with those little worms that fly in your mouth. That creeped me out when I was a kid too. The worms, when he was in the bathroom and you see that worm fly into his mouth, he's kind of like, and it flies in. Makes him into a zombie? Yeah. These to me are just the sort of fun horror films that I would love to be able to dive into one day and do them with the way that I make my films, James Wan says. Yeah. And why not? Or maybe he'll just do it like he did with M3GAN. He's got this idea for a story and just hand it off to another director to do it. That's the way that I would. Yeah, so the Night of the Creeps is those worms that fly in and make you like zombie-ish like this guy right here. I want to get into doing classic reactions, full reactions. Like we do full reactions on the channel here, guys. And I wish we need to reserve a day during the week for us to do classic reactions. And we could do things like Chopping Mall or Night of the Creeps, and maybe set up polls for you guys to interact with so you guys can vote for which reaction we'll do. I'll settle the ones that I can find a copy for, and then we'll set that up. But talking about those kinds of reactions, let's just take a quick break here and tell you what you can find here on Mirror Domains. We do trailer reactions for Evil Dead Rise and Renfield that I spoke about. But talking about movie reactions, yesterday we watched The Pale Blue Eye with Christian Bale. Full movie reactions, guys, here on the channel. Full commentaries. You can come and interact with us. We have a nice little community here that people like to interact with in the live chats for sure. We also do, we did Glass Onion. Hey, it's part of a playlist. All these movies and shows that we do are part of playlists that you can follow. And we did Glass Onion last year. That was lots of fun. On the weekends, we do the Horror Weekly Roundup that we're currently doing right now. And then during the week, we do a movie news live show, just about normal movie news headlines that drop during the week. But yeah, I do want to get into doing classic movies at some point and reserve a spot in the week to doing that. On top of the new stuff that drops, like The Pale Blue Eye, the Kaleidoscopes, what else is coming out? The Last of Us, and Mayfair Witches. Mayfair Witches on AMC tomorrow night, guys. I'll be watching the first episode. I don't know if I'll be doing reactions and reviews for that, but I'll be doing maybe a review for the first episode. And that'll be kind of like the litmus test to see if we'll do reactions to it or not. Okay, let's continue on. Trick or Treat 2. Trick or Treat 2 takes ideas from the franchise graphic novel. Should Trick or Treat 2 take... Okay, so there was a graphic novel. And you know that they are working on a Trick or Treat 2. Now, I didn't find Trick or Treat all that scary. It was like an anthology type horror. It had some interesting ideas. I was oversold. I was oversold on Trick or Treat. It was like, this is one of the best horror movies I've seen in a long time. And I was like, okay, fine. I get in there and it's kind of like, okay. Well, that's interesting. Still waiting for that, oh, this is one of the best horror movies of all time feelings. But okay. It's popular with a lot of people, for sure. It is. I'm just not one of those people. But yeah. What is Trick or Treat? Days of the Dead. This character is very iconic. Not really all that creepy, but it's creepy in the movie, right? Days of the Dead stories. Corn Maiden. What? So is that one of the ideas in this graphic novel? What can Trick or Treat 2 borrow? Well, hey, yeah, if you got source material, if you got stuff that's like story ideas that are already there, why not use that stuff? That's what I would always say, but sometimes studios don't like to do that. They like to reinvent the wheel for some reason, and that's when you get off track. And that's where I was thinking this morning too, is that, movies for the most part are in a system in which we like to call push to market in the manufacturing industry. When you've got a product, I've made this product here. Nobody's asking for it right now, but I made it, and now I got to go out and I got to sell it. I'm pushing it out to the people, right? I don't know why movies, like a lot of movies, are like that. Hey, I got this idea for a movie. I got the script. I'm going to push this out to people. Now, there are things out there where we do get pulled to market somewhat in the movie industry with franchises like comic book stuff where they do have source material, and Trick or Treat does seem like it has some source material that, hey, there is a desire that people, these stories resonated with people. So why not, instead of pushing a new story out to people, have people who are interested in this material and have them pull it, give fans what they want to see, have a product that people are saying, I want to see this and I want to see that. Well, why not give it to them? Hey, you want it? We're going to give it to you. You're pulling it to the market. And that's what good filmmakers, I think, have sort of like good storytellers have sort of done in the past. Like that's what James Cameron does with Avatar. He knows that there's certain things that about story structures that people like, and they want to see repeated again, and that's what he delivers, right? Batman, yeah, it's just certain things that we want to see that they give it to us, and why not with Trick or Treat? That's what I say. Okay, I don't know where I was going with that. There is a good idea in there somewhere that maybe I should turn into like an editorial or something about the push-pull concept. Okay, what's next? Candyland trailer. Candyland. Now we can't, I watched this trailer, so we can't quite watch it. It's a little bit racy. Candyland. Watch the trailer for the new horror film ahead of its imminent release. This was like about a bunch of truck stop hookers, where one of them is kind of like into the supernatural or something, and then goes off and starts to kill a bunch of the truckers, right? Or something like that, right? Where's the synopsis? Yeah, Candyland. We take care of you. Truck stop. At a truck stop, these ladies take care of people, and is available on January 6th. So this came out yesterday. Okay. Equipped with strong performances, Candyland is a dynamic slow burn that is not afraid to be as vicious as possible. Well, and it does have that kind of grindhouse feel to it, that lower budget fare to it. But because it shows a couple of girls in their undergarments in this trailer, it's a little bit racy. It's not too racy for me. I mean, come on. It is what it is. But yeah, she's kind of like reluctantly, I think she was like a runaway or something. And she gets recruited into this circle of women that kill men at the truck stop. It's definitely creepy. And this was he a priest? I would do nothing to hurt you. He does like a Hannibal Lecter kind of thing. Maybe I can play that part. Yeah, I'll play that part for you guys. Yeah. A raucous? I'll do nothing to hurt you. Oh, whoops, sorry. Yeah. That's not racy, James. It's not showing any nudity there, James. I can show that. Yeah. It is what it is. This guy's going to get murdered. We know that. Yeah. So, Candyland is what it's called. Comments are turned off. Wow. Okay. Well, it's out now, apparently on VOD. So, if you want to go check that out, hey, it's out there right now. Okay, what's next? Lockdown. This is an interesting thing. Lockdown covers a building in a mysterious black veil images. Now, this had a trailer out too, but I can't seem to find it right now. What is it about? The inhabitants of a tower block wake up one morning to find a black veil shrouding all windows and doors of the building. A black veil which devours anything and anyone who tries to go through it. Stuck inside together, families organize themselves, but time passes and nothing changes. They gradually return to their most primitive instincts and now respond to a single watchword: survival. So they get stuck inside this building. It's like an every man for himself kind of situation. It's an intriguing premise. It looks like it's going to be a La Tour. Looks like it's going to be a foreign film. Lockdown. Okay. I thought there was going to be a teaser for this. French thriller. But maybe next week we'll have a trailer for that. Just new images, I suppose. Intriguing premise. I like that. Sounds very interesting. A little bit kind of like, what's that one where it's like a social experiment and they got to kill everybody inside. I forgot what that's called. And it's on people stuck in a building killing each other movie. What is that? The Belko Experiment. The Belko Experiment. There we go, James. People stuck in a building killing each other in a movie. Yeah, the Belko Experiment. It sounds a little bit like that. And I like the Belko experiment too. I like the moral questions of that movie too. And there was a fun little romp, right? So that sounds like it's going to be interesting. Let's go over and take a look at. Well, I didn't really have that much more in the can today, so I thought we'd just go over to the Bloody Disgusting and take a look at some of their headlines. See what if there's anything else that I missed, if there's anything else that's dropped. They usually got us covered, right? Yellow Jacket Season 2. Okay. Infinity Pool, new poster. Okay. That's one that I'm looking forward to. Infinity Pool. It's got a new poster. Well, let's take a look at that. Mia Goth, Alexander Skarsgård. Yeah. Now, these masks, they're just masks. They're like wax. And it's creepy. It is creepy. For sure. Right? It's like their masks before they go to their party. Dune Part 2. Tim Blake Nelson joins the cast. Cool. We just saw him last year in Cabinet of Curiosities, in which we did a full live reaction to that series as well. His episode was a lot of fun. It kicked us off in that series. Guillermo del Toro. He's a top talent. Tim Blake Nelson, for sure. Halloween Ends. 10 things we learned from the Blu-ray commentary. Shall we look at that, guys? Do we need to know what's on the commentary from the Halloween Ends? 10 things. Green wanted to pay homage to John Carpenter's body of work. Okay. The opening credit sequence tells a story. Yeah, we know that. Did we? The recap is included to show more Michael Myers. Okay. The hanged woman is Oscar's mother. Okay. A rabbit in red reference was deleted. Okay. Making Savannah look like Renfield presented challenges. I just like Jamie Lee Curtis. She's awesome. I had higher hopes for Halloween Ends. It wasn't on my worst list of the movies of the year, but it was just maybe one of the more disappointing of the years. Just kind of like, it's not the way that I thought it was going to end. Yeah. What else? What else do we got here? Why is this freezing for some reason? The actors learned their characters' trades. Okay. The film had fake titles and fake script pages. Butcher Baker Nightmare Maker was an inspiration for the film. Okay. Green likens making a Halloween movie to playing with Star Wars toys as a kid. What? Playing with Star Wars toys and Halloween Ends. I'm not seeing the connection. Deleted and extended scenes. Halloween Ends on 4K. Blu-ray. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be getting that. Probably not. I don't even own any of the other Halloweens, so we won't be going down that field. Beast Below, monster movie from Thailand, comes to America this March. Okay. Candyland review. Truck stop slasher explores sex and violence. Well, that's definitely a potent mix, right? The Exorcist 3 gets a 4K Ultra HD upgrade from Scream Factory. Okay, cool. I like The Exorcist 3. That carp is looking at me, swimming back and forth in my tub. Great scene. Great scene. Circle line. And, great delivery, too. A Circle line poster. Singapore's first monster movie. Okay, what's that? First monster movie. Circle line. Is that the monster? Looks like a dinosaur with something on its nose. Some kind of armor. I don't know about that. Oh, we got it. Oh, so it's in theaters now? All right. Sorry about the Demon trailer. Horror comedy. Open House. New next horror movie from filmmakers behind The Djinn and The Boy Next Door. Huh. Suddenly in the Dark. Yeah, Korean. Mayfair Witches. Yeah, that opens up tomorrow, and I'll be watching it. I'm gonna tape it and I'm gonna watch it, guys, because I like Alexandra Daddario. You know what made me pause there earlier today? Just before I started the show, I took a multivitamin, and it wasn't going down properly there, and I was kind of like, I'm gonna blow chunks. I shouldn't do that anymore. I'll wait till after the show and then when I'm eating. I don't know why I'm telling you that, because I'm feeling better now. 90s slasher, Dr. Giggles comes to Blu-ray. Okay, cool. I had fun with Dr. Giggles. I think we could have gone more with Dr. Giggles. And we need more Dr. Giggles, except that actor's passed on, right? Larry Drake, he's passed on, but you could hand it off to somebody else. Yeah, 2016, he passed on. He was a talented actor. I don't understand why he didn't get more work. Maybe it's because you know he's like, I liked him in Darkman. He was really good in Darkman as the villain. Death. He was found dead. The actor had some health problems the months before his death. He had a rare form of blood cancer that caused his blood to thicken. Oh, bummer. Yeah, that sucks. That sucks. Yeah, because he was not that old, right? Well, he was 66. But yeah, Dr. Giggles, he was in that. I thought he was good in that. I'd see more. I'd see more Dr. Giggles, and if I can get a hold of that, that'd be cool. James Wan, Dead Silence upgraded to 4K. Okay, we just talked about that. Sick trailer, new slash written by Slasher, debuts on Friday the 13th on Peacock. So Sick comes out next Friday on Peacock. Be looking forward to that. Well, that's it. Is that it for the show? It's only 11:48. Well, you know what? It is what it is. Sometimes these shows get a little bit shorter than normal. Horror is just a genre where you can either go all the way with news, like we can go down that rabbit hole there on Bloody Disgusting and go, yeah, oh yeah, there's some really cool, fun little small little stories like for indie horror movies that nobody's ever heard of. But I don't, I just don't want the show to drag on. I'm just trying to see if anything else is dropped here that I want to take a look at. No, there isn't. Okay. Well, guys, that's it for me. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe. Let's not drag things out. And go out and enjoy your weekend. Go and see M3GAN if you dare. And I just realized I misspelled M3GAN here. I didn't put the 3 in there for the E. Oh well. It is what it is. I gotta stop saying that. I say that about everything now these days. It's like I'll be sitting in there in Subway or something and saying, "Yeah, I want tomato on that," and they'll say, "Is that too much?" Meh. It is what it is. Okay. Yeah. Go enjoy your weekend, guys. I'll see you next time. Join us Monday to see how well M3GAN fared at the box office. And join us next Saturday for the more Horror Weekly Roundup. We're going to do a movie next Saturday, I think, too. Maybe. Yeah. Once I get this ball rolling again. If not, I'll see you guys next time on Mirror Domains. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe.